Hello students, welcome to lecture series of automobile engines. In today's session, we will learn about a difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engines. Now, this question is very important in terms of GTO exams. So, it is generally asked in every year. So, you need to remember this. So, we will learn it in very simple manner. Fine. So, without wasting time, let's start our video. So basically, what is a two-stroke and four-stroke engine? Generally, we know that, and you have also seen my previous videos in which I have explained you what are the four-stroke engine, what are the two-stroke engines. Fine. Basically, you know the one difference, that is basic difference in construction. In four-stroke engines, we are having valve, so we are drawing that valve timing diagram. Fine. In two-stroke engines, we are having port, so we were drawing that port timing diagram. Fine. Now, what is the difference? What is the main difference? We know that in two-stroke engine, we are generating power only in a two-stroke of engine. That is when engine goes down and again when it comes up, it is a two-stroke of engine, and in that two-stroke we will generate power. Now what is four-stroke? In that case, we are generating power in four strokes of engines. So first inlet, then compression, then power, then exhaust. In these four strokes, we are generating power one time. So we are doing comparison of both the engines for the same capacity of the engine. So you can understand which engine is better and which engine we are using right now for the better production. Fine. So let's start. It is a basic diagram or basic figure of the working of two-stroke and four-stroke. I have already explained this in previous videos. If you don't know how it works, you can press this I button so you can understand it easily. Fine. So let's start. Now you can see here, it is a simple animation of two-stroke and four-stroke engine together. Fine. So right now you can see on the two-stroke side that in that case what is happening? See, the inlet is coming, that blue part is coming, and same way the compression is also happening. Fine. Now when piston comes down, it is also taking power and also doing exhaust. So you can understand in one stroke of piston, two processes are done. When piston is coming down to up, that means from lower to higher, it is taking inlet and it is compression. It is doing compression also. Fine. And when it is coming downwards, means it is coming from TDC to BDC, it is generating power and it is also creating exhaust to go outside of the engine from the exhaust port. Fine. So it is a simple working of two-stroke engine. Now move to the four-stroke engine. You can see clearly here that there are valves. Fine. So first that is intake, thereafter compression, thereafter power, thereafter exhaust. So this is a inlet stroke. Thereafter compression will be happened. After compression, spark is generated. So we will generate spark and power will be occurred. And after power stroke, we are doing exhaust. So all the gases are moving outside. Fine. So it is a manner in which our engine is working. So it is a basic diagram, or you can say basic outline how the engine works. And from this outline, we can easily understand what are the main particulars for that engine difference. So basically, we will do a difference that is in this manner. First, we will take particular. Thereafter, we will take two-stroke engine. And thereafter, we will write about four-stroke engine. Fine. So let's start. The first point, that is a crank revolutions. Fine. It is a main point actually to understand what is two-stroke and what is four-strokes. So you all know that there is only one revolution of crank to generate the power. Means when piston is going down and when it is coming up back, so crank will rotate only one time. So in that case, what will be happen? In one revolution of the crank, we will generate power. So it is a simple two-stroke engine. Now what is happening in a four-stroke? When piston comes down and it goes up, we are only doing two-stroke, that is inlet and compression. So crank will rotate once. Thereafter we will achieve power. So again crank will rotate and after exhaust it will complete its second turn. Fine. So in that case, there are 2 revolutions of the crankshaft in generating the power stroke. So simple, you can understand that in 2 stroke, at 1 revolution we are generating 1 power. In 4 strokes we are generating power at a 2 revolution of the crank. It is a basic and it is a main point you need to understand. Fine. The second point, that is torque. Now what is the torque? So it can generate higher torque compared to 4 stroke engines because we are generating almost twice power. You can see that at 1 revolution 1 power. In that case there was 2 revolution and 1 power. Fine. So you can understand that it is generating higher torque compared to 4 stroke engines. So 4 stroke engine, it generates less torque due to 2 revolution of the crankshaft between the power strokes. Fine. That is a major difference. In that case, 2 stroke is generating more torque and a 4 stroke is generating almost half torque than 2 stroke engine. Therefore construction, so I already discussed about it. In construction there are ports in 2 stroke engine, there are valves in a 4 stroke engine. Fine. So it is a basic difference. Therefore flywheel, so it is actually a main part which is creating a difference between both of them. So in 2 stroke engines it requires lighter flywheel because parts are very less. Fine. Because compared to other engines, it generates more balanced power. Fine. More balanced force due to only 1 revolution at 1 power. So it is a basic behind this flywheel design. Fine. And in 4 strokes, why we are giving a heavy flywheel? Because the forces are very unbalanced and we are getting the force at every 2 revolutions. So it is a basic point regarding flywheel in 2 stroke and 4 stroke engine. Fine. Let me repeat. A crank revolution, that was the first point. In crank revolution, at 1 revolution we are generating power in 2 stroke. At 2 revolution we are generating power in 4 strokes. Fine. Thereafter torque, higher in 2 stroke, lower in 4 stroke. Fine. Thereafter construction, ports are there in 2 strokes, valves are there in 4 strokes. Fine. Thereafter flywheel, so flywheel is lighter in 2 strokes and heavier in 4 strokes. Let's move to the other points. The first point, that is combustion. So what is a basic of combustion? How the combustion occurs? So the charge is partially burnt and mixed with the burnt gases during the inlet also. Fine. So it is due to the port mechanism because in a cylinder there are 2 ports. One is transfer port and second is exhaust port. Fine. So in general case, when both of the ports are open, the new fuel which are coming inside will also get mixed with the charge, or you can say burnt gas. So it is a mode of combustion which are operating in that case. Now what is in 4 stroke? Because during a power stroke we are keeping both the valves closed. Fine. If you don't know, you can see my video on the 4 stroke petrol engine working. Fine. So in 4 stroke engine the charge is fully burnt because there is no mixing of inlet. So it will be fully burnt and does not mix with the burnt charge in idle conditions. Fine. So it is a major difference and it is actually a main reason why 4 strokes are creating less pollution compared to 2 stroke engines. Fine. Because in that case we are losing a new fuel in terms of exhaust also. So because it is mixing. Fine. So it is a main point of combustion. Thereafter, what is lubrication? So lubrication is very easy in 2 stroke because we are only taking the path of fuel, because fuel is going everywhere. It is going downside in a crank, then it will go from the transfer port and it will also go towards the higher condition, or we can say the combustion chamber. Fine. So it is going everywhere. So what we are doing, we are only mixing oil with fuel. We have seen that pouches of oils, that is 2-tech or 2T, that pouches are already available. Fine. In scooters and scooty we are generally mixing it with the petrol on the petrol pump, right? We are taking that pouch of an 10 ml or 20 ml. So that is a lubrication purpose. Fine. So it is very easy to lubricate in 2 stroke engines. It is little bit harder in 4 stroke engine because we have to lubricate each and every part of the 4 stroke engine without mixing oil in a petrol. Because when we mix oil in a petrol, actually it is burning also, and when oil burns it creates white smoke and it is creating pollution also. So that the 2 stroke engines are now very less because of the pollution reasons, and 4 stroke engines are higher. Fine. So it is a main difference, that is lubrication. Now there is also one more particular, that is lubricant.